story of the third is still where the wife of Zheng, a rich man in Shaoyang, Southeast Asia, died in childbirth, leaving him with a precious daughter. As a result, 3 minutes before the lottery was drawn, her daughter disappeared in her big house. At the time of the incident, there was a party at home. The teacher felt that those ambiguous Li Huiping sons played with their daughters until they disappeared after surveillance and reported the case. But waiting for the police to find the line uniform, Zheng already knew that the murderer who kidnapped the girl was his own rescuer, Lao Mo. However, in the movie, Lao Mo changed his name to Whether People Disappeared. During this period, the teacher came to look for Bing Qian to see his child, and his daughter was gone as soon as he left.
Who else could he be? However, the problem comes. Teachers all have guests in the mansion and the mother doesn't have the opportunity to do it. In a few words, the police in charge of Yuan Yuehong's performance confirmed that there was an accomplice in the mansion to help him strengthen, and the child was stuffed into the car, and this accomplice was the gardener of Liao Zheng's family. Things progressed as fast as I expected, and the child disappeared to lock the suspect, and then the accomplice began to interrogate.
According to the program, if the country wants to send the money to his daughter, he can return safely, or no matter how you look at it. This is not an ordinary kidnapping case. Why can Zheng instantly determine that Fuan is the kidnapper? And what is the reason before the kidnapping? Why is it now that a girl in the sky and a girl in the underground use the kidnapping case to trap the audience? That person followed Lao Zheng into the kidnapper's trap before he couldn't react, and Lao Zheng himself had something unspeakable. Past movies first revealed icebergs. One truth after another is revealed in their ears. Everyone who watches people's movies should actually be able to get a part of it. Later generations think this article can be seen and seen. Many unexpected and reasonable reversals. For example, Xiao Yang's role this time is completely different from the hostage in the lower part. He is not only a miserable little person but a rich man who started his fortune in Baisu. Moreover, he is doing charity and blessing, so he will definitely refuse to do it 9 times out of 10. But if the wicked's daughter is tied, isn't she worthy of sympathy? Talk about his daughter, but he doesn't deserve sympathy at all. Next, he will reveal more key information, and it will be too late if he doesn't run away. In fact, Lao Zheng knew before that he could start a family. The two people who should be able to stalk had committed crimes together before. Many years later, Lao Zheng's teacher was down and out, so he had a blackheat. And then looking back, he found that they seemed to have an inexplicable relationship with an international human trafficking group. In the long decades of organization, Manji Guer abducted children from ordinary families last time, forcibly turned them into orphans, and set up one family after another. Some abducted children are enough for rich people to choose first, and it is also difficult to become so-called commodities, who can be a tool for criminals to collect talents, and there are more ruthless children who stay in childhood forever, and behind the biggest benefit is a little protective boy to hide from the sun. That's because I specially looked at my mobile phone. I think that there are several anti-clumsiness in the second half of Almighty. Besides the bishop, other supporting roles, big and small. Almost all of them spread to the story, and the most common one was the front row. I thought Chao Dian was actually a bitter comparison. For example, why do you have to arrange the role of a red confidant for the hero, such as what? Of course, Officer Hong's policeman can't be called Yi Zheng in the world. It simply repeated good tickets from left to right. Another example is the kidnapper, who has already shown his face. Why can he really have so much energy to complete the plan? As a result, in the last half hour, these holes were filled in one breath. It was really enjoyable to watch, but I still had some minor opinions about this film. I didn't want to stop before watching TV, I didn't expect it or rush to it, and I didn't even know the nurse's book.
Everyone knows that I just blocked some pregnancy. After my parents, I really can't see the great feelings of children suffering. Some viewers will think that the movie is too cruel. For his disabled child who died for the sand, it is necessary to shoot the crime so carefully. Will the children be afraid after watching it? I can only say that parents who are more disabled to the child for several 10 years want to make the trafficker's head go to hell. Therefore, the family who has lost their children in the family basically has no choice. However, even if the traffickers are sentenced to the law, they can't be cured because their families have been hit hard. So Calabush's 3-phase criminal suspicion and special emotional stimulation in the movie.
An emotional impact on me is even greater. Many parents have to be brave, kind, share, and willing to be a human being from children. Maybe in the eyes of criminals, these beautiful qualities are all fears they take advantage of. I should be selfish and wait for my baby to be sensible. I will warn him of strangers first. After all, no one can be sure whether the demon is hiding beside me.
Finally, all children can be safe and healthy.